It's going to be the same as the VOD anyway.
Yeah, but I'm doing it anyway.
Okay.
Also, we're live.
Oh. That's a thing.
That is a thing. And we'll make sure we are live. And then when we are live...
So quickly, say all your racist things now.
What the fuck, dude?
Jared.
We're not live.
No, we are live.
We are live.
Twitch says not.
I'm watching us. We're live. Are you looking at the right channel?
I'm watching it too.
No. It's not. Doesn't say it's live for me.
Well, we are.
Doubtful. There we go. Now we're live.
All right. Mute yourselves and check the music. I'm going to play the intro. This is how we're starting. This is how we're going. Fuck me. All right. Hello and welcome to the second episode of The Dipping Sauce.
Hey, everybody.
You gonna say hi, Katie?
Hi.
I think Katie just woke up.
I was waiting for an introduction.
All right. So as usual, I'm here with my two favorite people. On today's episode, we are talking relationships. So to introduce these people, I'm here with one of the most talented, beautiful, just oozing sex appeal people I've ever met. And that, of course, is JRAD333. He's down there. And then we also have the beautiful, the wonderful Katie Ricemaker, who is just there. So welcome, everybody.
I'm just here.
Who's just there.
I don't really do much. I just sit here. That's
She's
it.
just there. All right. So, guys, we are talking all things relationships in today's episode. So I'm going to jump straight into it, straight into the podcast. Hopefully you were here from the start and you saw the intro, but if not, as always, you can catch us on YouTube. This will be released on Friday. And if you're a busy person, you just want to listen, Spotify is where you'll find us, and it's just the audio there. So links in the About section somewhere. So, guys, relationships. First thing I want to talk about, dating. So dating now and then. What I mean by that is we're all in our 30s and the world has changed a lot since...
It's strange and scary now.
So, I mean, now when it comes to dating, like, I feel like gone are the days where you go to a pub and you meet somebody and you're vibing and you're like, yep. And then you have that drunken makeout session and maybe you go back to their place, maybe you don't. But now it's all Tinder. I mean, I've got opinions, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like, it's really hard to say because like it feels like it wasn't that long ago that it was just if you wanted to go, meet someone new, you just go to the local pub or the club or whatever, and you could just pick up. And I feel like that hasn't really been a thing for a while.
Katie's like,
Do you disagree, Mrs. Ricemaker? Or Ms. Ricemaker?
I don't disagree. I don't use Tinder. I also don't go out. I have zero game, so I feel like in today's world, I'm pretty much screwed. So,
well, I mean, it's hard, right? Because I feel like it's this, instant. I don't know. If you're going through a dating app, you look at a photo and instantly you're deciding in your head, do I want to put this person's genitals in my mouth based off this photo? And
But that's
yes.
But that's what it is. You're basing your opinion of somebody off a photo, and that's very dangerous, I think.
I think it's extremely dangerous, and we'll get into why in a second. But I think it's more than dating apps. So, like, I'm going to sound old here, but back in my day,
Say it again.
You were
It's
back
slower.
in my day. You would, I don't know, you'd meet somebody, you'd get their home phone number, you'd call, disconnect their dad off the internet, he'd yell at you, you know, you'd chat for a while on the phone. I remember times, even when I was a kid, where I'd spend all night on the phone to people. Whereas now, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's I don't know, LinkedIn if you're weird and into fucking your coworkers. It's this weird place where you view everything about somebody's life, or more what they want to put out into the world, before you even have a conversation with them. And
Can I just butt in really quickly? Do you guys remember the old MSN chat rooms?
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
This will
yeah.
test your age. Do you remember ICQ?
No, I don't actually.
Oh,
Don't
that's
tell me that was your time. We're like a
ICQ was
year apart.
100% my time. I remember getting home
No,
from
you
school.
are definitely old.
I was in year 7, but getting home from school, I'd jump on the old ICQ and see who from the world I could chat to. And look, it was probably all 45-year-old dudes, but I thought they were girls the same age as me.
It was like a random chat. So like Omegle, but like
But without
it was like
cameras or
Omegle, yeah?
anything. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was strictly text-based.
I did do that once,
Yeah.
and I may have been talking to an old dude.
Yeah, oh, look, I probably was talking to an old dude, but let's move on. I've got stories. They'll come.
Sorry, I went off topic. I just like remember it's like that was the thing you would do. It's like you'd get your friends around and you go in the MSN chat rooms. I don't know.
And do you remember it was all about what you could make your name and your email address, and it was
no,
like Surferboy
my-
69420.
I'm not gonna say what my email address was on stream because I'm so embarrassed by it. But I will tell you guys if you guys want to know. Message me and I'll let you know.
Oh.
But I remember my mum found it and she was just like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like,
I'll say
I
what
was like
mine was.
14.
I will say what mine was, and you know what? I am ashamed of it, but I don't care. I ain't afraid. I'll dox myself. So those regular listeners and watchers may know that in my youth, I did something I really, really wasn't proud of, and that was listen to the Insane Clown Posse. It was a harsh time in my life, and everybody knows that we've moved on from that. I've sought therapy and we're good now. But
I actually have a funny story to add to that once you're done.
my email address was wickedclownsneverdie@hotmail.com.
I thought mine was embarrassing, but I think
It's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
I will say that mine did have something to do with a lollipop.
Gross.
Gross, Katie. Gross.
Yeah, I was 14. All right.
Gross. Jared,
Yeah.
what's your story?
No, I was just going to say, so I recently read a news article about one of the singers from the ICP, and he was proud to admit that his daughter was a furry.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, each to their own.
Yeah,
Hey.
actually, all right. Like, I don't judge that, but is that an actual news article that he thought would be a good idea?
You know what? And we're on the topic of relationships. So, you know, I don't know how deep down this rabbit hole I want to go.
Let's go deep.
But what's with furries? Like, my question comes from why? I'm going to word this very carefully. Is it a wanting to have sex with animals thing? I mean,
Get out of here!
Stop it.
But like, it's a genuine question. Like, I don't understand it. So
Okay. Well, let me put it to you this way, right?
As the expert, is that what you're saying?
I'm
As-
definitely I'm no expert, but what's with grown-ass men finding it's the schoolgirl fetish? Same thing.
It gets no. It gets worse than that, and we're not going to go into that on this podcast.
Maybe that could be another podcast.
You know what?
idea.
We will do. This is a new idea.
The Nuggies After Dark.
After dark.
Nuggies After Dark.
We'll find a good name for it, like the
Stay
dark.
tuned, friends.
The dark sauce. Anyway, to come back to the topic, just move away.
How did we get here?
We're going to edit it out. Everything will be edited. So to go back to dating and like the Facebook and everything we were just talking about there, I want to talk about catfishing. Now, there's levels of catfishing, right? So how have either of you ever had an experience, and it doesn't need to be like a romantic or a dating one, but where you've been catfished?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to hear them.
Is your story good, Katie?
Mine will take like 5 seconds.
Okay.
All right, you go first.
I think I'm a catfish. I just want everybody to know I don't look like this. This is bright lights. I don't look like this.
Do you guys remember just 2 minutes ago when we were talking about 45-year-old men on ICQ? Katie's one of them.
Wait, am I pointing the right way?
No, up. Just point up. Yeah, there you go.
No, I meant to point to you.
Oh. All right. J-Rad, you had a story?
Yeah, so as it's no surprise to anyone on here, well, I'd hope that it's not a surprise to anyone. I am actually on Tinder. And there was a girl that I matched with. And when I went to go pick her up from her house, the person who got into my car was not the person who was in the picture, like at all.
I want details. Like where was the differences? Like, are we talking? You were talking to what you thought was a 24-year-old girl, and
it was actually a 40-year-old male.
65-year-old dude, balding, jumps in and he's like, Kayla.
Can you do that again?
No, everybody.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that. No, so it was the right gender.
Okay.
It was a girl that got into the car, but the picture was absolutely unrecognizable from who this person was. Added to the fact is afterwards I was like, something doesn't seem right. So the phone number that she gave me, I actually looked up on Facebook to find out, and the name was completely different as well. So I was very confused.
She was actually pretending to be someone else? Like, was it... So, okay. There are certain people that I've met. So my catfish story is a little bit reverse. I've seen them after. So it might be people, I won't say where from, but there's girls I know that I've seen become friends with, whatever it may be, and later on added them on Instagram and looked at the photos on Instagram, and I'm like, I don't know who this person is, but I think you ate this person. And so was it like that situation where it was like, okay, this photo was taken 10 years and 60 kilos ago, or was it a completely different person?
I'm trying to be polite here, but what you said may have happened.
May ring
true. But no, it was a completely different name attached to the Facebook account. So as a guess, I think what may have actually happened was that the girl in the photo and the girl that showed up were sisters.
Ooh, what a twist.
And yeah, and one of them was just like bored and just like jumped onto her sister's Tinder account and was just talking to people.
Now, I've read stories and seen documentaries in research about sisters, like twins that will swap. My main research website is The Hub, but I've seen those videos. Yes, Katie. Get me out of this hole.
Okay. No, I've just had a thought. Isn't everyone a catfish these days? Because you think about it, like I've just said, I don't look like this. This is not what I look like. Like this is makeup, bright lights.
That's a good point. We should define what catfish actually is before.
Not
we
only
find
that,
out what it
on
is.
Instagram, like you, nobody's posting their I just woke up selfies, you know, with puffy eyes, puffy face. They're posting the best angled, best lighting, photoshopped photos. Nobody looks like that. So aren't we all catfishing?
I actually think you're not wrong at all, Katie. Like I dated a girl.
I really am.
I dated a girl once that, you know, she'd put on the makeup and, you know, and the tight little jeans and use the things that we referred to as chicken fillets to like boost her tits up and make her look like she had big tits. And that girl that you went out to the club with versus the girl that woke up the next morning next to you were two different people. So I think you're right. And I think it's more common. Oh, well, you know what? Let me ask you guys this question. What is the guy's version of catfishing in real life? So I'm not talking about the photos where it's you're taking the right angles or, you know, I don't know, photoshopping abs on or some shit like that. But the real life version. So you know how girls have makeup, they got push-up bras and all the rest of it.
Hygiene.
Guys can have push-up bras too. We don't discriminate.
It's hygiene.
You think hygiene's
Like-
what they
Yeah,
look?
how do you figure?
Yeah.
Like you meet a guy on a night out. He smells good. He looks good. He's groomed. Versus 2 days later, it's disgusting.
That feels like a generalization.
It is.
Yeah, but I mean, all of these are generalizations.
Yeah, but
Do you feel attacked?
That's all I've
Wait,
got.
I think it's that J-Rad feels attacked.
I haven't
All I'm
shaved today.
all I'm saying is shower. Like, not you.
Oh, that's what I forgot to do today. All right, I do feel attacked.
Ooh, okay. So Brotherbeard's commented, one form of guys catfishing is hiding your hairline or thinning spots. That's actually a good one.
Oh,
Is it? I feel like that's hard to hide though.
Nah, just put on a fucking hat.
Oh,
That's not why we're wearing hats. I have a luscious head of hair.
now I
thank you.
feel attacked.
Yeah. but it's true. It's interesting.
can I just chime in on the balding situation for a second?
I don't mind a bald guy.
I was just about to say, men of the world, I'm one woman, but I am telling you right now, embrace it.
Especially,
Embrace the bald.
That-
Embrace the grey hair.
that-
That shit's fucking sexy.
but that
Body hair, fine.
I need a buzzer. That shiny dome with a beard. Oof. Yep. You know,
You just want the beard.
I'm just talking about Brother Beard.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
And he likes it. He likes it.
All right. So another topic I wanted to talk relationship wise. Have you guys heard of the term new relationship energy?
Please elaborate.
I haven't, but I can guess what that
Just the
means.
thickness.
So new relationship
mixed
energy is where,
effect,
you know, when you first meet a potential partner and there's that excitement and there's hormones running through you, and I don't know the science of it, but I know it gives me a boner, and you're just like so keen on that person, right? And you want to fuck them all the time, and you know, you want to do everything with them. And then there's also the little lies that happen at the start. First off, I want to talk about the lies. Okay. So, and J-Rad, I'm sure you can attest to this, and Katie, I'd love your input.
I feel like
never
I'm about
lied.
to feel attacked.
Every single female that I've ever had that new relationship energy with, that had been at that very start point, they all love blowjobs. They love them. Can't get enough. Stick that dick in my mouth. It's the best thing in the world. No, you will wait.
Flip that.
And then 3 months in, or roughly that time, that energy wears off, and you know, you might come to bed one day and you're just like, hey, how about, you know, one of them blowjobs you love? I hate giving blowjobs. You're like, what? When did this turn? When did this flip?
I fucking let me chime in right now. Okay, so you know how I was talking before about how, you know, you meet a guy out, he smells good and things like that.
And
When you're in a
no
relationship,
blowjobs.
when you're in a relationship with a man, you know, you get, you know, things can slip, including hygiene.
Could I
I'm
just
just
say,
saying.
I wash my peen daily. Thank you.
Oh, well, some men maybe not. Wash your dick. That's all I'm saying. Keep it clean.
I've seen him wash his peen. He's good with
I
that.
usually
You
go
know-
over and do it in Jared's sink.
Yeah.
My jaw hurts. Wish I didn't. Okay.
Somebody clip that. Oh, this is going to be such a clippable episode. I'm going to go through the whole thing.
But J-Rate, have you found that? Have you found that there's girls that are like, it might not be blowjobs, it could be any sort of, you know, whatever. We won't go too far down that path, but you know, I love this. I love doing it. And then after being with them for a certain amount of time, whatever it is, when that energy wears off, all of a sudden I'm not into that.
I have noticed that, but I don't think it's been that much of a thing that, well, I've just become very yellow. How did that happen?
I have so many things to say, but I'm not.
I'm glowing. I am glowing right now.
Conversation gave Jared liver failure.
No, the short answer is, like, yes, I have noticed that that's a thing that exists, but me personally, I haven't really dealt with it to the point where it's actually annoyed me.
Katie, I have a question
Yes.
for you because you're a
Please.
lady.
Yes.
What's the guy version of this? What's
Hygiene. I don't know.
Okay, let go of the hygiene. I don't know who you've been with that has a stanky dick, but you need to let this go.
I have a story.
Let the stanky dick go.
I have a story, but it's for another time. That's for Nuggies After Dark.
But seriously though, is there a guy version of this that a guy says, I love to do that, I love to do that, and it might not be sexual, but you know, I love to do that, and then after that energy wears off, it's all of a sudden, well, I never really loved to do that, I was just doing that because I love doing other things, if that makes sense.
I don't think there is. I don't.
So you're saying men are better than no?
Be careful.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, you know,
I stopped myself.
I'm not saying all men, not all men, but you know, there is, you know, the guy, and this isn't just from like personal experience. This is from the ladies had a meeting, we got together, we talked about it, and it's the men who you meet and they're like, you know, I won't stop till the lady feels satisfied. You know, I'll keep going. I'll do all this.
They are lying.
They are fucking
lying.
lying. They are lying. They don't do that once. And that's, you know, it's got to stop.
I think
Men,
it depends on the lady and the day for me. I'll put the effort in, but not always.
Yeah, but don't brag about it. Don't be like, oh, you know, I would never do that. You know, I'll make sure. You know, no, you don't. You roll over, you go to sleep. Don't lie to me. Like,
For those that know me well, you would know that I don't brag about that. In fact, often I'll tell people I have a very small penis. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
it's
And I just call myself a selfish lover. I'm just like, I
you
will
won't,
roll
you're-
over and go to
Yeah.
sleep.
I think it's better to lower the expectations.
Mm-mm.
And then
I have to agree with you.
if you go above that, amazing. You seem great.
Pleasant surprise.
It's sort of like when you're working, right? Only ever work at 50% capacity. That way, if shit gets busy, you can up that to 75. You never have to hit 100. But when you're at 75, they think, fuck, this guy's amazing. But I'm not. Usually I'm talking to you guys on Twitch. So, let's talk about a different topic. I want to talk about, because relationships isn't just about dating and sex, right? I want to talk about non-sexual relationships. And I want to talk, I guess first bit, what makes a friend? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? I want to know.
Look at chat. I don't even know if we can say that. I love you, brother Beard.
Yeah,
Now,
no, it's yes.
I am mad. I am mad.
No, I am mad. I am mad. All right. We're gonna move past that because I don't know if I should say that.
yeah.
So yeah, non-sexual relationships. So what I'm talking about there is not necessarily okay, I guess to start with, how would you define a relationship? Katie, I'll start with you.
Whoa, no, don't start with me. I'm
Okay.
thinking about this.
All right, J-Rad, I'll start with you.
You can start with me, but that's way too general a term.
Okay, Jesus.
It is.
Okay, I'm going to start with me. How I define a relationship is just a connection between two people. So for me, you can have a relationship with your friend. You can have a relationship with a lover. You can have a relationship with a family member. You can have a relationship with a dog, because relationship does not mean sex. If it's a sexual relationship, you probably shouldn't have that with a family member or a dog. I'm just going to put it out there. All right.
Thank you for clarifying that. Some people may have got confused.
Exactly. I didn't want any of our viewers to get confused and wander into the backyard and be like, I see my brother, I see my dog, who do I pick? Neither. Okay? Neither. Been buzzed so many times this episode. Was that just to stop me? All right, cool. So, guys, talking non-sexual relationships, and I'm talking, I guess here I want to start with friendship. What makes a friend? Where's that crossover point where, so for example, we're all friends. We've been friends for years. But there's people you know that you wouldn't consider friends, but you do talk to. What for you changes? Where's the crossover where you go, actually, I think this person is a friend? Are there requirements? Do you have to know that person in real life? Do they have to have done something for you? I know it's a very philosophical question, but I want to know your thoughts.
I think the answer is simple. I just think it's somebody is your friend. It's somebody you actually want to spend time with. Do you know what I mean? Like you go out of your way to either talk to that person or spend time with them. You actually want to. You're not forced to do it. It's not like, hey, you want to hang out and you're like, oh, all right. It's like somebody you're actually excited about seeing and spending time with. I don't think it needs to be deeper than that.
Yep. Jared, what do you think?
I want to add one little point to Katie. It has to be both ways.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what you described could be same as like a celebrity crush. Like, yeah, I want to go see Johnny Depp. I don't know his first name. That'll do. Yeah, and he's just around the corner too. Yeah, I want to see him, but does he want to see me? Does he even know that I exist?
I bet he washes his dick.
Right.
He would absolutely. You know what?
Even if he didn't, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
Notice how hygiene goes out the window if it's Thor. It's like, give me that crusty knob. I don't give a shit.
Hey, you only have one chance with Chris Hemsworth. You don't want to be commenting on his hygiene.
I think as well, another thing for me is if you miss that person, and you don't have to, we'll talk about love a little bit later, but you don't have to be in love with someone to miss them. For example, I see Justy's just jumped into the chat, and I miss Justy. Now,
I miss Justy.
Here's an interesting example, right? And it's awesome that Justy's here because Justy lives in the US. I've never met Justy in real life, but honestly, I can say I love the dude. I do miss him when we don't get to talk, and I actually love our chats and hanging out online. I would consider Justy a friend, yet it doesn't fit any of the conventional sort of caveats for having a friend. I've never met him. We don't hang out regularly. We actually barely get to speak because of the time difference, but I would consider him a friend.
Wow.
Read the chat.
I've read the chat. All right.
It's the visual.
It is the visual for me. All right, I'm going to glaze over that. Guys, if you're watching this back on YouTube or listening on Spotify, these are the things you miss by not watching it live on Twitch, okay? So I really recommend you get in here. All right, so what makes a friend? So Jared, tell me in your life with your friends, I know you're similar with Justy and the other daddies, but is there any other examples you've got in your life of a similar relationship?
No, I wouldn't say any specific examples, but I think I'll just add to the point, like if it's someone that you talk to regularly, like you have their their contact details saved in your phone and you have messages to and from each other, that's enough to be a friend for me. Like, as long as you're talking back and forth to each other, I consider that a friend. I can't give any specific examples without doxing anyone.
I think you're totally right. That's the same as like I can see some people in the chat who I consider friends, who I love. I would say I love them. Do you know what I mean? I've never met them, but Yep, and I can't wait for the day till we meet every single one of you.
Well, I do want to talk about love, but before I get into love, and we're going to circle back to this non-sexual relationship. I guess you know what, this is included in it, but I think there's a huge difference between friends and family. And when I say family, I don't mean people who are blood related to me. And I want to talk about the definition of family and the relationship there, because like I consider people family, and there's a select few people, and not many of them are blood related to. I love my family, don't get me wrong. Like, love my parents, love my siblings, that sort of thing. And I do consider them family, but let's say J-Rad versus one of my uncles. I wouldn't consider one of my uncles family over J-Rad. I've known him for over 10 years, and then same with Katie, like both these people. So I want to know your guys' opinion on family. Is it the old school bloodline, family comes first, or is family your own thing, sort of like mine?
I actually have a funny story to go with that. I actually worked with my cousin for about 6 months before I realized we were related to each other. It's true.
Wow.
That is 100% true.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I think with family, it's hard because you don't choose your family. Just because you were born into a family does not mean you have to love them, does not mean they have to love you, and does not mean you have to get along. It's not a choice. I think you choose your family. If you choose to recognize your mum, dad, siblings, or whatever as your family, that's your choice. I just don't think you have to be forced to care about a person just because, one, you came out of their body, or your family. I will say I love my family, though. That's just that.
Yeah, well, I think I think you're right. Like, if I think about my family, there's definitely non-blood related members in my family, and I think that's the distinction between a friend and who I'd consider a family member probably comes down to trust and experience. So
yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Like, depending on, like, I'm not saying, I don't trust my friends. I do, but I haven't had the life experiences with them to know how much I could trust them and where they'd rank me in their own. You know what I'm trying to say? I can't think of the word. But is the word I'm trying to say. So, circling back, unless you guys have anything else to say on family.
I have lots to say, but we don't have that much time. So I just don't think you should be forced to feel anything for somebody just because they're your family. But I will just clarify, I do love my family. So if you're watching, I love you. I'm just, I'm lucky. I'm lucky because I generally care about the people who brought me into this world. But there are a lot of people that don't and have shitty upbringings and stuff, and they shouldn't have to go through that just because.
I think it's even wider than that, Katie. Like, I love my parents. They're very supportive. I'm in the same boat. I'm very lucky. But if I look at one particular side of my family, I don't talk to them. I never talk to them. They've never done anything for me. I've never done anything for them. Like, we are strangers, and I'm not saying that they should, call me every day and tell me that they love me. That's fake. They don't. We don't have a relationship whatsoever. And I'm fine with that. I don't need it.
Yeah. it's like fucking Christmas. Do you know when you have
Oh my
Christmas
God.
and everybody's like, we get together as a family. Let's all. Why the fuck should I? I don't know you. I don't like you.
Do you know
We don't have any sort of relationship outside of this one day a year when we see each other. Why should I be forced to spend my time with you?
I hate the family Christmas gathering because everybody gets together and they always say the same thing. It's been a year since I've seen you. We should catch up, but you won't because you don't care, because you don't want to catch up with them, because you don't really like them that much. And then the next year you come back in and you pretend that you love each other. And it's just, I would much rather have my family, who I consider my family, around, and we, eat a whole bunch of Christmas ham and then get some allergies together.
We should do family Christmas this year.
We should do family Christmas.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll cook a ham.
I'll organise the allergies.
But I could do it. I would do it for you guys.
So circling back, the last thing I wanted to sort of talk about with non-sexual relationships is work relationships.
White Christmas.
Will be a white Christmas. So I find work relationships really interesting, right? Because you spend, and depending, let's say you work full time, you spend a third of your life with these people, okay? And you get along, well with them or not, depending on who they are, and you have fun with them, you see them, you hang out, you have a laugh together. But it's very uncommon for somebody to cross that line from work life into real life. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but I want to know your guys' experience on work relationships, and has your work personality bled into your real personality?
Can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So every time I start a new job, so I had really shitty experiences with past jobs and stuff, and like cliques and all that kind of shit. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't have time for this shit. I don't care if people like me or not. So every time I start a new job, I go in there and I'm like, I'm not here for you people. I'm not here to make friends. I'm just going to be myself, my authentic self. And if you guys don't like that, then that's a you problem. That's not a me problem, because I think I'm fucking great. And that's how and you know what? I always end up with at least one solid fucking friendship. Never have a problem with anybody because everybody knows what to expect from me. They know I'm not going to, I got a problem, I'm going to tell you what the problem is, Mm-hmm. So even though I go in there without wanting to form a friendship because I don't feel like I need that in the workplace, I always end up with really positive outside of work friends from the work friends. But in saying that, I think there is a difference between the friends you make from work rather than the friends you have outside of work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do.
Do you?
I do, because I have had...
Yeah, I get it.
I've had some work friends, and I could count on one hand the work friends that have crossed into my real life. But what I've found with them as well is they sort of come and go. The moment you leave that job, it's very rare that a work friend who's even crossed into that area will hang around, and the ones that do actually convert to real friends. J-Rad, what have you found?
I just have absolutely zero filter when I talk about my life at work, and I've made a lot of friends that probably are bad influences on me. Probably the shortest way to tell that story.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Oh my God, I just had a realization.
Yes?
J-Rad's my work friend.
It's true.
J-Rad's a work friend.
Wow.
I met J-Rad because of work. Fuck, whoa.
And how inappropriate was I at work?
Very, very. But I knew what to expect from you. So, that's... yeah, Jared. Yeah.
Oh, how heartwarming.
Lovely. All right. Well, and I guess on that, and I can see the love in this room, and not just with us, but with chat as well. I want to talk about love. So what do you... I want to get your opinion on love, because I'll give mine first. I think there's different kinds of love. Okay. And I think that's clear, because you would say, you love a family member, or you love your dog, or I fucking love this ice cream, or, I love this girl or boy, whichever way whatever you're doing. And I think that there are 4 different kinds of love. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The word love can be used so, like, in different contexts give different meanings. 100%. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, it's like, Jared, I love you. Like 100%, I love you. I don't want to have sex with you.
What? That's not what you said last night.
Let me finish. On this.
That's also what you said last night.
And I did,
Wow.
and now I don't want it anymore. But I think what a lot of people consider love actually ties back, and there is genuine love, right? But I think, you know, that first hormone endorphin explosion when you meet somebody, and that new relationship energy we were talking about earlier, I actually don't think that that's love. I would consider that lust, and it's not something that's talked about often. But have you noticed how a lot of couples will, you know, once they get over what's called the honeymoon period, they'll go, oh, my relationship's gotten stale. And it's because they've lost that lust, because, you know, you're not excited about fucking that person anymore. You fucked them 1,000 times. And I know it's a very crude way to put it, but that's the reality of the world, and people think that lust is love. Yes, Katie?
That was me clearing my throat, but I do have something to say.
We know you well.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, say it.
No, go for it.
Well, it's like exactly like what you were saying. I think you can have sex with a person all the time, but it doesn't mean you love them. I think love is more than sex. If you're in love, I'm in love with I will say 100% certainly that my best friend, who is a female, she's been my best friend for like 20 years. She's my soulmate. I deeply love her. I don't have sex with her. I still love her. Do you know what I mean? Yep.
It's true. Like they're not the same. Like they're not. What's the word? They're not interchangeable. I don't know. They are interchangeable. Words are hard.
But I think as well. I think that goes to show that you can love more than one person. Yeah. But you can love somebody deeply. But you can do that with multiple people. You don't have Where does it say that you're only allowed to love one person for the rest of your life? So you marry them, and that's the person you're supposed to love. I think that's dumb.
Well, I think that's the context.
Especially
of
if it's a dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that is the whole context of love. Like a lot of people I know love their pets. Like Katie, I know you love your dogs. You would die for your dogs, right?
Oh well, I would die for. I would take a bullet for my dogs.
But that doesn't mean that if another dog was to come into your life, you wouldn't love that dog too.
You know what? Inside, it did take me a little bit longer to love Domino because I had like. No, she's all right. No, she knows. I've spoken to her about it. She understands. I had Loki for like 7 years, and then this new little puppy come in, and I loved her, but I was like, is it the same? And it wasn't for a really long time. But now I love them equally, most of the time.
Where did that conversation go exactly?
The one when I said to Domino that I didn't love her. Well, I just wanted her, I'm a very open person, I'm honest. That includes with my dog. So I need to, I just didn't want her to feel, I just want to talk to her about it. If she had any feelings about it, she was welcome to speak to me about it. She didn't, but she could have.
So Brother Beard has said, taking a bullet is easy. Would you take an ice cold meatball sub for your dog?
I'd do anything.
Wait, where does the meatball sub go? I think is the real question.
Would you do butt stuff? No, all right, we're gonna move on. So I want to talk.
Hi, my brother's here now. Hello.
I want to talk, guys, relationships in media. So what I mean by that is not the news, all right? Like I don't give a shit about Prince Harry and whatever, and not news, but television shows, radio shows, podcasts, video games. The portrayal of relationships. Do you stop it, Brother Beard? Do you think you're
very distracting?
Do you think that the media portrays relationships accurately.
No.
No,
Wait.
no, it's so poorly.
Why? What's different?
Just because it's not real. And I'm not saying that people can't have what they have, but you don't see what's going on in the background, and those relationships portrayed in the media are just that front.
Katie, you don't agree? Like, you do agree with Jared, but you don't agree with the way.
Well, are you talking about like media? Are you talking about like TV shows and stuff too?
Yeah, everything.
Oh, well, I just came off the back of watching Gossip Girl, so I have a lot of
Oh,
opinions.
hell yeah. I love
Fuck
that
yeah,
shit.
Gossip Girl. Oh, so good, guys. So good. Chuck Bass. The things. Moving on.
What if
What?
he had a crusty dick?
Chuck Bass.
Yeah.
Not the actor, not the actor that plays Chuck Bass. It's Chuck Bass.
Yeah, but with a crusty
Yeah,
dick.
what if he had a crusty dick?
I'll do it.
So what we're finding out for Katie is, well, she said hygiene was the most important. Hotness trumps hygiene. You can have a crusty dick as long as you're hot.
No, let me finish. Okay, so as I said, I've just come off the back of watching fucking 6 seasons of Gossip Girl, right? Chuck Bass, the character, the things he did for Blair Waldorf, the way he loved her, you know.
Do you know what though? I'm going to stop you because your brother's just said something that I actually agree with, where he was portrayed as a bit rapey in season 1, right?
A bit rapey.
Yeah. So what is the difference? And this is, you know, when we're talking about relationships in the media or in entertainment. What's the difference between passion and toxicity? Like,
Well, I think you're not allowed to
Ooh.
just go pick up some random girl and throw her against a wall and be like, hey.
Says who? She might be into it.
Whoa!
but no, but this is what I mean. In a television show, so in real life, 100%. In a television show, that's not rape. That's passion.
Okay, no, I know how to fix this. I know how to answer this. Consent.
fix
There you go.
Where do you
One
ever
word.
see where do you ever see consent in a television show? In fact, most of the time in a television show, the girl will say something like, "Fuck, we shouldn't do this. No, we should stop." But that passion is romanticized, and that's not passion. That's rape. But
No, because passion and rape are two. No.
okay, so
What?
how do you draw the line? Because I'm sorry, but in a television show and in a real life event, they don't look too different.
Are we talking? Okay, so this whole thing that's like brought up this, I'm gonna sneeze. This whole conversation was Chuck Bass being rapey in season 1. The situations where he did, it was very obvious. It was a no. It was a get off me, dude. Like there's your consent.
That's different.
Whereas there are other scenes in that show where it was passionate, but it wasn't. There, it's very different. It was very different.
Well, is this creating some sort of dangerous subtext then? Because there's a lot of implications here, but no actual talk.
Well, I think the main problem it's causing is, and it's not just sex, right? It's the whole toxic relationship of, you know, either party, guy or girl, being controlling or being whatever it may be. This whole toxic relationship and passion is romanticized in TV. And what it teaches, or what I feel anyway, it teaches young girls is, if a guy's not throwing you against a wall and saying, no, we need to fuck, even though you've said it's probably not a good idea, he's not super into you. And for a girl, it's say no to be a tease to the guy, and that's what he'll want to do. And that's
Yo,
not...
who is telling women of the world this?
I reckon that's the message I'm getting from these television shows. And I'm like, that's fucking dangerous for kids to be watching that. Because that
I fucking hope the women of the world have more sense than that. Honest to
so
God.
do I, but we were all young once. How stupid are kids?
Very stupid.
Like, I'm sorry, if you're a child watching this, you're an idiot. And if
Oh,
you're
you
a
might
child
not be.
listening to this, you're an idiot.
But keep watching. We
Keep
need
watching.
views.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna
That's
learn. You're not gonna learn if you leave now.
the positivity we needed.
All right. So, as always, as we come towards the end of the podcast, I have a couple of questions for you guys. And I say as always because we've done it once, and this is now going to be a recurring thing because I really, really liked it. So which one of you wants to go first?
I don't know what the questions are.
No, you wait until I tell you. It's the theme relationships. That's all you know until I ask.
I'll take the bullet.
All right, cool. So, Katie, what I want to know from you is one.
Whoa, hang on. Somebody's had a very valid point in the chat saying that in Jehovah's logic, video games cause violence. There you go.
I disagree. A video game doesn't teach you how to act in a real life scenario. So a video game is not me watching a couple that I admire on television and how they interact and going, I need to act like that boy in a relationship that I have. A video game is me pretending that, I'm a dude in Grand Theft Auto and running around stealing cars. If I was the kind of person that wanted to run around and steal cars, I would look at that video game and go, how can I do it? But the reality is most kids growing up don't want to run around and steal cars. What they do want to do is get into a relationship with somebody, and they're watching media to determine how to do that. If I had a mic, I would drop it. So.
An answer so good, you gave her allergies.
So, Katie, I want to know.
Yep, hang on. Yep.
When you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, question 1. What is the most important thing in a relationship for you? And first of all, don't say a clean penis. And second of all, it can be any sort of relationship. So I'm talking friendship, lover, family member, whatever it may be.
It's the chat.
All right, stop looking at the chat.
Do you want me to take that one?
Yeah.
Do you want me to take it? Should I give you time to think?
So your question is, what makes a relationship?
What's the most important thing in a relationship?
What's the most important thing in a relationship is communication. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but you tell me.
This is you answering the question.
Well, yeah, I think in all types of relationship, whether it be sexual, friendly, work, communication is definitely the most important thing to keep that relationship going. Yes.
What's the deal breaker? A stank dick.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I hate stank dicks in my relationships.
Yeah. Oh.
What's the deal breaker?
Nobody has that.
Well, in any relationship, it would be lying.
Yep. All right, Jared, same questions.
What was the first question again?
What's the most important thing in a relationship?
For me, I like having compassion and support. I think are two really big things that I'd want from every single one of my friends. If I'm not getting that, then I don't give you the time.
Yeah.
Time of day, really. What was the second question?
What's a deal breaker?
Deal breaker. Yeah, Katie said lying, didn't you? Yeah, I agree with that. I reckon if you can't be honest with them, there's no way you can consider them a friend. And that goes both ways. Like, if I'm lying to one of you guys, then I should be like, well, I can't be friends with you guys because it's,
Where's the point if you can't be honest?
Exactly.
I think there are heaps of little sub situations to that, but
there's always intricacies, 100%. But as a general blanket rule, those are my thoughts.
No, all right. So for me, most important thing in a relationship, it's sort of a combination of what you guys are saying, but I think I would say trust, but when I say trust, what I mean is not just you trusting the person and that person trusting you, but also the trust to be truthful and honest with that person. So, you know what? We're all human. We all fuck up, and that's okay. And it leads into Katie's communication. If you can't communicate that, if you can't have the trust in the person to go, you know what? I'm putting up my hand. I did the wrong fucking thing, or I'm going to tell you right now that what you're doing is affecting me. If you can't have that level of communication, that level of trust with each other, there's no point, because otherwise you're just walking on eggshells.
But that's it. That's accountability as well, and having the trust that other person isn't going to be a dick if you make a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucks up. It's how you learn from those mistakes, which I think is the deal breaker. I don't think the mistake itself needs to be.
And see, that's for me, what's the deal breaker? So my deal breaker is, I will never hold it against you if you fuck up. Okay, people fuck up all the time. But it's the ownership of that and the repeat behavior. So if you fuck up, and fucking up can be if you lie to me about it, or even if you're honest with me but you've done it, whatever it may be, but you continue that behavior after we've discussed and you've gone, that's a fuck up, won't happen again, then yeah, that's a deal breaker for me, because what that shows me is you don't give a fuck about what I'm thinking. You're just, your feelings trump mine, therefore, this isn't going to work, because a relationship's about compromise, whether it's a friendship or, a marriage or whatever.
This makes me sad.
Why does it make you sad?
I'm sad. I don't know. I'm just sad.
Because we're about to wrap up.
That too.
All right. Well, I mean, it got a bit heavy in towards the end there, but I don't want us to be sad. We can leave on a light topic if you want.
I just think it's just... I just think there are so many, it's just not black and white. And I think, all the answers we just gave are so black and white, but it's...
Oh, no.
They're our own
And that's
opinions.
what's making me sad, is because I'm going through my head of, all the things that, and I'm sad about it. But that's okay.
There are intricacies to everything. And I think as well, it depends on the length of time you've known the person, the type of relationship you have, say the three of us, we have known each other for over a third of our lives. It would take a fair bit for us to ever not have a relationship with each other.
Which is good, because I'm a constant fuck up, so...
Hey, we all are, and that's what makes us wonderful.
Guys, I make mistakes. A lot.
So, I know we were going to end, but that was a bit deep and Katie got a bit sad, so I want to end on a
give me a hug.
I want to end on a lighter topic, okay? J-Rad, dick pics are a thing, right? So guys send dick pics.
Why do I feel attacked already?
No, wait. I'm going somewhere with this. But have you ever received an asshole picture from a woman?
No, I haven't.
But apparently it's quite common. Katie, why are you sending asshole pictures around?
I would never send a picture of my asshole. I'm sorry if that...
How do you even take that photo?
I don't know.
With great skill and commitment.
Apparently.
And long toes.
I made mistakes. We should call it the deep dip. It should be called the deep dip.
Deep dip.
Deep dip.
Yeah.
That's what I feel really sad for women these days that is how they think they can get a man's
I don't know. The amount of confidence you have to send a picture of your butthole is mind-blowing.
I
don't have that confidence.
No, there is no way I would ever send a picture of my asshole to somebody.
Yeah.
I also never want to see a picture of somebody's asshole. So let's just throw that out there right now. If you're watching this, don't do it.
Yeah. Don't be doing it.
This is not an invitation.
No. All right, guys. On that, I think we wrap up the podcast there. So that has been episode 2, relationships. We got very deep, had a lot of fun. Katie, what would you like to say?
I was going to say, if you have ever received a picture of an asshole and you want to talk about it, jump in the Discord. Let us know.
100%.
Any stories, any comments about anything we've spoken about today, let us know.
So guys, no matter what platform you are watching this on or listening, you will find all of our links. That is the link for the Discord, the 3 Inch Nuggies Twitch, the 3 Inch Nuggies YouTube, the Spotify, and of course our individual Twitch channels. So, J-Rad, do you have anything to say before we wrap up?
Just anyone who's watching on the YouTube, leave a comment below. Have you ever received a butthole pic? I'm very curious, and I would love for everyone to give their 2 cents on that one.
Want to even join the Discord and post that butthole pic, and we will set up a rating system. And I mean, who knows? Maybe your butthole will win. So,
are you talking about your own butthole? Because don't post other people's buttholes without their consent.
No, you have to get consent to post people's buttholes, especially on our Discord. I don't want to get in trouble.
This is not a thing I thought we'd be talking about. Consenting sending other people's buttholes.
We're wrapping up because this is going to go. Otherwise it'll go to a weird area. So, guys, I have been joined by Katie Rishia, Rice Maker, Jarad333. This has been episode 2, Relationships of the Dipping Sauce. Now I'm going to play the outro for you. I love you all. After the outro, the stream will end if I can click it quick enough. Goodbye, everyone.
Love you.
Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.